What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at the 2026 BMW M5 Sedan. This one's finished off in speed yellow with an MSRP at $138,000. Big shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this awesome performance sedan for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below. Underneath the hood of the 2026 BMW M5, you're gonna find a 4.4 liter twin turbocharged V8 paired to a plug-in hybrid system. Overall net horsepower is 717 with net torque at 738. Has an 8-speed automatic transmission, X-Drive all-wheel drive with a rear-wheel drive mode. 0 to 60 time is about 3.2 seconds. Top speed is 190 miles per hour. Overall curb weight is 5,400 pounds and it has a 15.9 gallon fuel tank. You can do about 25 miles on the electric range and it's going to get 12 miles per hour in the city with 17 out on the highway. The overall length is 200.6 inches with wheelbase at 118.3. Height is 59.4 and width is 77.6 inches. Taking a look at the exterior styling with the newest BMW M5, this has an extremely bold and aggressive styling. Honestly, I love it. I think this is the best looking M5 they've ever made. We have the executive package as well as the carbon package. So you are going to see the illuminated kidney-shaped grille, which looks really cool. There are some active shutters in it as well. Safety sensor in it, all gloss black trim and your M5 badge. And then for the LED headlights, you get the really nice running light and then they're all blacked out. Front bumper is super bold with a lot of sharp lines, and then you're going to get more of the gloss black for the lower portion. You can see parking sensors, a massive opening with 2 different radiators in there, and then just really sharp lines throughout it. Honestly, this thing looks so cool, just how modern it looks. Up on the hood, you're going to get the BMW logo, of course, some sharp lines, and then really sharp lines fading towards the windshield. Especially in this speed yellow with the blacked out accents and carbon fiber trim pieces, this is a really cool looking sedan. At the side, we have a really nice set of gloss black wheels. They're 20-inch diameter, got a multi-spoke look, and then you can see the gloss black brake calipers back there as well. We have sensors on the side, a very wide front fender. There's a gloss black trim piece down below, which will illuminate an M logo on the ground. Sharp body line throughout the lower portion of the doors, and then a nice design for the flush mounted door handles. We have the carbon fiber on the mirror caps, along with your LED turn signal. Got the camera on there as well. All gloss black trim throughout the windows. And I like how towards the back, you're gonna get the M5 badge. For the roof, we have a giant panel of carbon fiber with a sharp body line throughout it. There's also a gloss black shark fin antenna. Carbon really contrasts nicely against the yellow paint color. You have your fuel cap over on this side of the car. And for the side profile, it's a really good sized mid-sized sedan. It's actually a very practical family car. You can see just the clean lines throughout it. And then I like how the taillights are pretty flush with the bodywork. They do have all LED function, of course, and then a nice red housing. M5 badge has a nice small carbon fiber lip spoiler, BMW badge as well, and then just a really clean rear end. You're gonna get gloss black on the rear diffuser, gloss black dual quad tips, as well as all of your parking sensors. And then I like how the bodywork cuts towards the center of the rear bumper with your small reverse light. And then taking a look at the key fob, we have remote start, BMW logo, lock and trunk release, as well as panic. Got the M colors and then just gloss black all throughout it. If I keep the key fob in my pocket, just by grabbing it or walking up to the vehicle, everything will automatically unlock. This one's gonna get a really nice black leather interior with carbon fiber trim. And then hopefully you got a little bit of the glimpse of all the ambient lighting doing the M colors. Got the smooth soft touch leather up above, same with your armrest. And then I really like the gray trim along with the ambient light strip. Got your memory seating, lock and unlock, Bowers & Wilkins audio, a little bit of carbon on the door, all of your basic controls, a nice grab handle, trunk button, as well as storage. Got an extra speaker down below, M5 logo, all illuminated, and then we have all the power controls for the driver's seat. You're gonna see a really nice smooth leather with the perforated leather throughout it. While they have larger bolsters, these are still very comfortable GT style seats. You can see more nice smooth leather with the perforations, gloss black up above with that smooth leather up on the headrest, and then a very sporty flat bottom design for the 3-spoke steering wheel with your M color stitching as well as some silver trim. And then now inside the 2026 BMW M5, keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauge cluster now, you're going to get this familiar BMW style with your speed on the left side. We have your tach over on the right, a couple more bits of information throughout it. I can also toggle through what I want to see throughout the center, like navigation. You have more information like that, assisted view, trip data, of course, and then reduced display. You also have your heads-up display that you can adjust, nav, things like that. So pretty nice, simple screen overall. And then right in the center, if we tap the My Mode, we have different designs as well. So if I go into sport mode, you get a nice tach, a little bit more consolidated with performance information right in the center. Got that nice leather wrapped steering wheel with your red stripe up above, BMW logo, smooth leather on the airbag cover, cruise control settings over on the left side. We have your M1 and M2 icon, which are your preset drive modes you can adjust, some audio information on the right side. You're also going to get a nice design for these carbon fiber steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. Boost icon is over on the left side as well. You're going to see on the right, we have your windshield wiper controls, and then on the left side, we have our turn signals as well. Now over on the left, you can see this really nice ambient lighting now in red, and then more of this carbon fiber throughout it. These little dials is how you adjust your air vents, which is a little interesting. Got an air vent right in here. Some more information for the air intensity over here, headlights, fuel cap as well. Got the smooth black leather along the dashboard, along with your heads-up display system, and then you have that massive screen paired to all this nice ambient lighting throughout the interior. So pretty cool looking dashboard. There's more carbon fiber all throughout it. And then again, what we're very used to seeing from BMW, we have all these massive tiles you can easily go through. We have drivetrain information. Right here, we're gonna go into drive mode info. So we have our two-wheel drive, braking you can adjust, the transmission, drivetrain, energy recovery even, of course, your exhaust sound. A couple configurations you're able to set up. We have a back icon as well, full screen navigation as expected, home icon down here, and then we have apps right here. So lots of information to go through. You have CarPlay, driving settings you can go into, seat comfort you can even toggle and make further adjustments. So the fan speed icon is how you get to your main screen for all the climate controls. However, on any screen we do have our temperature located on the bottom, along with heated seats and steering wheel that will pop upwards. So overall, to be honest, I think this screen is very nicely integrated. It doesn't take that much to get used to. And we also have more of these fan intensity icons right here that we can kind of toggle. So it's actually a pretty simple setup. If I go in reverse, we have a really nice looking backup camera. Top-down view even uses the yellow color of the car. So I really like that cool small touch. And then down below that, we have hazards and then defrost. And then again, these little dials to adjust your fan direction. You're going to see wireless charging and storage down below. We have two cup holders and plugs, a little bit of piano black throughout the center, but we still have this nice rotary dial. Got the M logo in it, a couple shortcuts all throughout it, volume, and then a couple drive modes. So if I tap M hybrid, this is where you can see all of your different drive modes. So we have the hybrid mode, which will kind of cycle through engine as well as battery, and as you can tell, the engine shut off. If we go back into dynamic, the engine cranks back on. We have your e-control as well as electric, so you can really kind of adjust how you like the car to drive. Dynamic plus as well to really further the performance. You're gonna see down here, we also have traction control, setup, the M mode. Under setup, you can get back to that screen. We have our gear selector right over here, just this little dial, engine start stop, auto hold, park and brake, and then we have this button to open up the center. You're gonna see a decent amount of space in here, as well as a plug, all finished in the black leather with contrast stitching, and then more leather all around the center. For the glove box, we can just press the button over here, opens that up, and we have a really nice large bucket. And then let's look at the interior. It's a very clean and simple interior with nice materials all throughout it. It's a very premium car. Now this one with the carbon fiber roof, you don't get any sunroof, but you do have a full Alcantara headliner. You're gonna get items up here for the SOS. We have our LED dome lights, and then we can see a nice thin frameless mirror with garage door buttons underneath. And then moving on to the rear seat space, I can just grab the door handle and open it up. The rear door panels finished off similar to the front with all the nice smooth black leather. You have the stitching as well. There's even two different sunshades, which is a really good touch for this being a family sedan. Got your nice mesh for the speaker system, and then simple design in back with just the black leather as well as the perforated leather. You're also gonna see this can seat 3 people. We can pull this center seat cushion down for armrests as well as 2 cup holders. Got your air vents in the center with different plugs, and then this panel will be all the climate control settings you can adjust. Got a smooth design for the backs as well as the M logo, and then you can put a tablet on here. So sitting in the back of the BMW M5. So sitting here at 5'11", I have pretty good headroom, like 3-4 inches. Driver's seat at my height, I have plenty of knee room and foot room. The seat cushion is cradling my legs very well. This is genuinely a practical car for the family. I've actually fit car seats back here, rear facing. You can utilize the front passenger seat perfectly fine with a car seat behind it. So if you want a family sedan, I'm actually considering buying one of these if you guys seen a previous video of mine. But this has it all in terms of space. For a nice sedan, there's no sacrifices with space. And then moving on to the trunk space, you're gonna get a button underneath the BMW badge. We have a power trunk as well. Opening that up, we have over 17 cubic feet of cargo volume. It's a very deep trunk, honestly. It goes pretty long into the interior. It's actually got a low floor to it. The sides are a little narrow, but you do have a little bit of a cutout. And then there's these manual latches we can pull, which will pop the rear seats. And then with one side folded down, they almost fold flat. They still do give you a really nice entry point into the cabin of the M5. So of course they are at a bit of an angle, as you can tell, but nonetheless, there's not really any crazy bump from here. So again, seats folded down. This is a really practical car for cargo, and with them up, again, fantastic family car. All right, so setting off now in electric, full throttle. What's cool is it actually shifts gears, so it still uses the transmission but gives you only electric power. It's not exactly fast in electric mode, but it is cool, especially with the electric range. You know, you can zip around, go and do short trips and back, maybe just leaving your neighborhood if you don't want to wake anybody with this semi-loud stock car. So it's cool to have this type of technology just to kind of give you so much more power, but also give you that electric driving ability, and it's still quick enough to where you can genuinely drive. So if we go into hybrid, that's kind of going to do a blend of everything. Dynamic is going to put it in more of a sport mode with the engine on now. And with the engine on, obviously you can start to hear it a little bit. I can go into the M2, which will crank things up a notch. But you can do a lot with these drive modes. It's pretty unique. Of course, changing the gauge cluster. So everything, let's just go to kind of everything in the middle. Sport Plus, this car can get rather aggressive, but in kind of the sport modes, it feels a lot more lively. You feel a little bit more of the engine sounds. The brakes are pretty aggressive. I mean, this thing has a lot of performance to it. It is super responsive as well. Overall driving, it's pretty comfortable. You can still tell it's an M car, so it's a little stiff, but still perfectly, relaxing for a daily driver. You have a great view all around, really no blind spots. It's just an easy car to drive. The seats are super comfortable. I mean, you can tell this is a six-figure car, and it is very nice. Even just quarter throttling, it has so much power. The instant torque from the EV system helps you out a lot. I mean, it is really, really cool. Now, if we go to Dynamic Plus, I will say this can be a little aggressive. There are a lot of drive modes, so even for me, I'm still getting used to every single drive mode, but there's a lot of ways to set up the car. If you're gonna buy one, definitely take an hour and just fine tune every little detail so you know how it is. But if you're just getting up like this, as you can tell, it's kind of bucking. It's like so sensitive on the throttle where it's hard to drive in this mode. So you really kind of have to learn this car with all the drive modes, which is a little complicated, a little overwhelming, but once you get used to it, there is just so many capabilities this car has to offer. Gosh, that was like half throttle to 45. This thing is a rocket. All right, so my honest thoughts now with the M5. So if you have seen a previous video of mine, I'm considering buying either an M5 or an M3. I just feel like BMW is making the absolute best family performance cars. I'm a new dad, I want a dad car. I want the ultimate car that can literally do everything. To sell my Lamborghini, which is my daily currently, to sell that car, to get something practical, I need the best. And the M5 is obviously one of the two strong contenders. This car has insane performance and capabilities. This has near supercar performance with just the acceleration. Handling, not so much, but this is the ultimate dad car, the ultimate family car. So this thing just packs performance and genuine practicality all in one. A lot of people are not a fan of the looks of this new M5. I am on the side of this thing looks so cool. The previous M5, yes, people love it, it's a great car. looks like a basic 3 Series. It just doesn't look like anything all too special. I feel like this M5 just looks special. It has so much character. It looks unique. It stands out, especially in this yellow. It is just such a good looking car. The interior, again, it takes some getting used to, but now that I'm spending the whole day in this car, it's been a little while now, I'm liking this a lot more. You know, you got the leather everywhere, the carbon. There is some of the piano black, which yes, for 130 grand, I would rather this all be carbon or leather, not piano black. Like, that's my biggest gripe, I get it. But other than that though, it is very nice. It's refined feeling, it's super comfortable, you have good materials all throughout it. Again, easy to see around. We're in electric mode, just comfortably driving. You know, this is the mode you do when it's a early morning, a late evening, you want to stay nice and quiet, don't wake anybody up, maybe babies are sleeping in the back. Like, this is such a well-rounded car with its technology. It is very funny to accelerate in electric mode with it shifting gears. That's a cool feeling. Now, the biggest drawback with this car is the fact that it weighs a ton, more than a ton. It weighs so much. You know, it realistically maybe could be 1,000 pounds less if we didn't have the whole hybrid system. So kind of torn on that. The hybrid system gives it a lot of benefits, the power, the EV mode, but it weighs so much. And when I drove one of these back-to-back with an M3, the handling I was kind of let down with. It's just not really a pinpointy, nimble handling car at all. I don't know if the previous M5s were necessarily that in the first place, but you know, it definitely is very apparent when you drive it next to an M3. But when you accelerate, the EV instant torque is just insane. It rockets to whatever speed you'd like to do. I mean, you're gonna hit triple digit speeds without thinking in this car. It is blisteringly fast. Gosh, I love too, with the EV system, you have that instant throttle response to where there's no turbo lag. You just have the best of everything in terms of precision and power all wrapped in one. So it has so much going for it. Just when you take it on the twisties, you start to feel its weight, and it's just not something that you're gonna wanna take in the mountains. So the M5 really is an ultimate daily driver. It's an ultimate highway cruiser and just a powerhouse. I think at the end of the day, BMW has such a big spectrum of cars to where, you know, if you want the little bit lighter one, you get an M3, which is what I'm also looking at. So, you know, they kind of have a car that fits everything. And you can get this in a wagon if you want extra space. But yeah, I don't know if I have any drastic complaints now that I'm spending more time in this. This is just a great overall car to drive. So that is about it for the 2026 BMW M5 Sedan. Ultimate family car all day long if you're an enthusiast and are willing to drop 6 figures. I think the car is very well worth it. It kind of packs it all. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for plenty more content to come. Big shout out once again to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this M5 for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked below, and I'll see you all in the next video.